again. Good afternoon. Thank you for
Uh-huh.
allowing me to grab this opportunity to talk to you, sir, team leader Charlie. And very fortunate to meet you this afternoon. I'm Miss Alma Barsaga, night college student. And I want to get to know more about your position and all the tips for us in this industry, BPO company. So may I ask your name, your full name, sir, your position, and how long you've been in this company po?
Yeah. My name is Charlie Lim. I'm a team leader and I've been with the BPO industry for the last 6 years
Wow.
ongoing.
What's the name of the company, sir, if I may ask? What is the
It's
BPO
Task
company?
Ask.
Okay. So 6 years, sir. When you entered the BPO company, are you already a team leader or you also started as a call center agent?
I started as a call center agent or teammate. That's what we call call center agents.
As a team leader, how many staff do you handle or I think a member of the group or teammates with you? How many number of people are you handling in your group?
So as to continue with your question, if I handle teammates and how many, usually the ratio is 1:15 or 1:10. Currently,
Like coaching, if ever you have cases in the team. What is the case that you really need to say, I need to do the coaching process?
coaching is a daily part of our job as a
Wow.
team leader.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's part of our duty to ensure that our teammates are first and foremost in the right mindset,
Hmm.
the right feeling or emotion when they come to work, when they start their shift.
Yeah.
So and in the middle of that, if a teammate is having problems with their performances, having problems with certain processes or in the quality of their performances, that's where coaching comes in.
Yeah.
So uh, although coaching is not purely performance discussion,
Hmm.
there we always, as a team leader, I always find out first the root cause of all these challenges from the teammates. And more often than not, during coaching, that's where I always find out that the problem is more personal. Like, for example, a teammate that's having an argument with their partner. That's where we try to find out how the teammate generally is uh, the right, if they are having the right mindset, the right
Hmm.
attitude or the right emotion when they come into work. Because automatically, if that teammate is not in the right moment, the right set of mind, it affects the whole day.
Thing.
Usually every week as a team leader, we do daily and weekly check of teammates performances because the numbers tells the story.
Okay.
We only know what's going on, what's happening to a teammate when their numbers fluctuated or falls
Mm.
down or
How,
improve.
yeah, if I may
So
ask, sir, how many calls must be achieved by a regular call center agent?
they have their targets, like
Mm.
for Rosel, we are in a email team, so she needs to resolve 11 tickets per hour. We call the email tickets 11 tickets per hour, but the average right now is like 7 or 8 because of the difficulty of the tickets lately. So if I review a particular teammate and shows that his or her performances are going down, that's my cue that, oh, this teammate needs a coaching. I need to find out, we need to talk about it, or we need to find out what's going on.
Yes.
It's challenging sometimes because I have 13 teammates and that means 13 different personalities. So
Yes.
13 different persona and issues, personal issues and challenges when it comes to the work. So each teammate is unique. So as a team leader, I really need to be a psychologist, a
Yes.
psychiatrist, a brother, a sister, a
Yeah.
mother, a father. So all
That
at the same time,
we've
I need
discussed
to
that in our
adjust.
subjects.
No age limit as you
Mm.
are capable. We
Mm.
have here some
For
grandmothers.
the second question, in connections with all those coaching process, especially during this period, you've been 6 years in the industry, right? So you know that the time when you are really that busy, what I mean, full of work, and the time that transformed to pandemic, this the coaching applications more often. So what's more difficult, sir, during the pandemic or in the time before the pandemic?
Well, obviously, there's a huge difference between coaching your teammate personally at work and online
Ah, okay. That's
uh, uh, over the internet. Well, first and foremost, the connection, like what was happening right now between the two of us, right? But when it comes to coaching frequency, yeah, it become more often. If not, at we are required to coach a teammate at least once a week. So I made a commitment to meet my teammate individually once a week the least. Unless there is an immediate problem, then at once I'll just hop in on a Zoom or Google Meet and then ping my teammate, let's talk immediately because we have a problem. So
mm,
and that discussion is more lately, more in depth because it always includes the teammates mindset check because of the pandemic. Yeah, so because there are
mm,
some teammates right now who are experiencing depression, anxiety, and boredom and monotony of what they're doing. You
especially
know,
with your industry, right?
yes.
Uh,
So when teammates always want to go out, you
mhm,
know, and eat with their friends, travel and everything, but everybody's
mhm,
contained now. So before we talk about the work problem, I always make sure I check first how are they doing, and make suggestions on how to be more productive personally outside work. Like I suggest them to read a book or improve their passion. If their passion is writing or singing or you're playing musical instrument, I encourage them to do that,
to do more.
so that they have a work life balance, and at the same time they would find another thing to do outside work, so that
Mm,
they won't get more depressed or anxious or what. But for those teammates who have a deeper issue, so I would suggest them to reach out to a yogi, because we have life coaches at work. That's the next level. If a TL cannot handle the situation or the challenges the teammates undergoing, we recommend them to a life coach.
okay.
So we have life coaches at work.
There's a higher
Higher.
officer will handle this situation.
Yeah, life
Mm,
coach.
yeah.
These are trained life coaches. So uh, they are the second level. So it's really more challenging now. That
For the
yes.
third question, sir, I think, of course, this is a training industry. For my third question, can you just give me a simple or 3 steps to 4 steps training process, how they can handle a very difficult calls like
First and foremost, before they are given the task, they are trained. So they are trained. They are call handling training. They are call flow training on how the call would flow. Uh, they are given trainings at least 1 week, and they're given nesting, which means they would try it on themselves without prejudgment, but more on feedback. And then from there, we do call listening. So we listen to them, and from what we hear, that's where we coach them on their on their feedback, on their strengths and weaknesses. And as a TL, I would always my strategy would always, after the training and everything, and then they're already working in the calls, and they would experience bad calls, the one you mentioned about them being yelled at or cursed at, and they would sometimes they cry, or they said they would give up, or tell, I don't want to do this anymore, so I'm not used to being yelled at. um, um, my strategy there first is, first of all, I will always let them go back to their training, because in their training there are simulations that they will be on their core practices, they will be yelled at, and then as a uh, experience, so for them to have the first hand experience, that's what I mean. But again, my strategy first is, if you are in a call, all you need to do is say your steals. And when you start to ask what's the problem, listen first. Just listen. Let the customer rant. If they need to rant, they need to yell at you, or whatever they would like to say to you, or what they would like to express regarding their experience, their bad experiences. Just listen first and just say, yes, ma'am, I heard that, I got it. Sorry for that. Just give some short expressions, but listen first. Do not do not speak while the customer is still ranting. And only then, while listening, you will find out what the problem really is all about. And then in your mind, start formulating your resolution, so that when the customer stops ranting and asks, what would you do? You already know what to do. Okay, ma'am, I listened to your problem, and I understand what went wrong, and I really apologize that this happened to you, and this is what I'm going to do now. For example, I'm going to refund you in full for the order that was not delivered to you. And moving forward, hope this experience would not happen to you again. So what during the time you are listening, you already are getting to know or understand what the problem is all about. So that's my strategy with my teammate. Just listen. Yeah, they may yell out at you, but do not take it personally, because first and foremost, you don't know them. And even if you're in your even and put yourself in their position. If you are a customer yourself, and you waited for an order for 2 hours only to find out that it's not coming, or it was canceled, and you are very hungry, what would you feel? Right?
You're right.
So we are in a food delivery business campaign. So you meaning to say, all customers are hungry
When they ask orders.
when they ask for the order, or when they place the orders, and finding out that it's canceled, or it will not deliver, or the delivery did not arrive, and you are very hungry, what would you feel, right? So
Yes.
you should understand why they are yelling at you, why they are angry at us, and if just listen before you give your resolution. So that's my strategy.
Yes.
And in that way, you won't take it personally because you understand why and ask them, if you yourself, let's say you order from Food Panda, and only to find out that it took an hour and a half or 2 hours before it arrived to you, what would you feel? You would feel the same, right? Even
Yes.
you're gonna be very angry. You're gonna try to find out, whom do I call? What's the number I need to call? I want to escalate this or whatever. So it's just the same. So
Yes.
don't take it personally. And at the end of the day, it's a job.
Yes.
It's part of what you're gonna do. So don't first of all listen. Number two, don't take it personally. And number two, put yourself in their position. Number three, don't take it personally. So that's why my personal strategy for my team on how to handle difficult calls, regardless if you are a teammate that comes from what you mentioned, quiet family that you're not used to yelling, or regardless if you are a veteran in a BPO company, well, much better, you know what to do. Or regardless if you're a newbie, first and foremost, you got your training anyway. So you should apply what you learned in your training.
Yes,
And
that's
the
right.
rest, the three things I just mentioned are our strategy as a team on how to handle difficult calls.
Yes, that's take note of that, sir. Okay. And for the last one, sir, I'm learning a lot, sir. For someone to be hired in a BPO company and as a call center agent, uh, what can you give them? What tips can you give them? And
Mm.
also to those who's already inside this industry and
Uh-huh.
to get the same position like you or higher than a position like you, what are your tips or advices to them?
Um, First and foremost, when it comes to you applying, for example, or what advice, the advice I would give people who would apply in a BPO company. Number one, you should have the confidence first and foremost, you know, and any skill that you don't have, you can learn because trainings are provided. So don't be scared that I really don't know how to really speak English very well. I really don't know how to, there are trainings. So you just have to have the confidence. Okay, number one, confidence. Number two,
Confidence.
commitment. Because
Yes.
once you are in a BPO company, the word BPO or call center itself would require you to have around the clock schedule, whether you like it or not.
Hmm.
And there are times you'll be scheduled on a graveyard shift. So that's part of the job because there are teammates already who's saying na, I'm not really a night person and I'm not,
Hmm.
so something like that. But why did you apply in a BPO company when it's a requirement that you should be flexible with the time? And I'm sure during the interview, when the interviewer asks you, are you flexible with time? You would always say
Say
yes
yes.
because you want to get the job, right?
Yes.
But how come once you're inside the job, you already
Hmm.
had the job, you don't want to be flexible when it comes to the
Don't want to
schedule?
wake up 2 a.m. till 4,
Yeah.
till 4 a.m.
So so number two, commitment. So number three, be open. Be open to new learnings. Grab every opportunity for training because at the end of the year, the one who's gonna benefit from it. The
Yes.
more trainings you have, the better because that means you're going to be a bankable or what
Mm.
they call universal teammate wherein any LOB meaning line of business, whether calls or emails or chat support, uh, you are qualified.
Yes, sir.
To mean to say, there's no reason for the company to terminate you or to end your contract because you are bankable.
Yes. Assets
Grab
of the company.
an asset because you know everything. Instead of hiring newbies to train,
Mm.
there you are. You already know how to do each of these
Handle,
LOB.
yeah.
So you'll be prioritized. So
Okay.
that's number three. Be open and to new learnings. That's what I can the tip I can give to those who want to apply in a BPO company. And when it comes to those who are already inside or the
Inside, yes, sir.
teammates who have been in the company for let's say two to
Do
three
they
years.
undergo also training? Sorry, sir, to ask. Do they also
Undergo
undergo training?
Yes, there's trainings are constant.
Mm.
There's always the training for something new or upskilling or upgrading your skills. There's always training for that. So those the problem with those who are already inside is number one, complacency. They already feeling safe on what they're doing, that going out of the box or going to another training sometime, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm already happy with what I'm doing. I'm already expert in email. I don't want to do voice, and I'm not really good with speaking. Something like, I'm scared. I'm scared to talk to a customer. It's not my cup of tea. Those kinds of rejections are the problems with those who are already complacent with what they're doing. So what I told my teammates when it comes to those kinds of experience or those kinds of opportunities is grab them because again the benefit is for you, not for us and not for the company. You know, in case you don't like the job anymore and you leave for another BPO and you only know email, for example, email resolutions or resolving emails, you find it hard to apply to another BPO because BPOs right now are looking for universal
Mm.
teammates.
Agent.
Those
Yeah.
with experience, I'm talking about those who already have experiences
Yes,
with.
sir. You
So
should
if
be adaptable to all kinds of transactions.
yes, because I came from this BPO, I'm only doing emails for the last 5 years because that's my comfort zone, and
Really? Okay.
I'm resigning. Let's say, for example, the teammate already in the email doing emails for the last 5 years, for example, and she is being asked to train for a voice, and she doesn't want to, and then she forced herself to resign, and I don't want I don't want that LOB. I would resign and apply to another BPO. Do you think she would find it easy to apply to another BPO? No,
Very hard for her.
very hard because she only knows one
One.
particular skill, right? And the battle right now is skill, not your diploma. For
Yes.
me, not
I
your diploma,
yes.
not your it's skill. Those who have lot of skills are those who are being prepared when it comes to work in general, I think, unless you are applying to a corporate company, right? But basically the trend now is skills.
Yes, sir. Any
What do
com
you know? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Any company will only accept employees who can do more multi flexible
Yeah.
skills you can. But I
Yeah.
think for call center, without years of experience, you cannot get it right away.
Yes. You cannot. And for the tips to those who would like to be in my position, I always tell my teammates to create a good work history first. What do I mean by good work history? The years you stayed in this company, make sure when they review it, you have a good standing on each year. Like in each month, you have passing scores. You don't have any memos because of any violations you did. Uh, you have very good attendance most of all. Because that's what they would review when you want to become a supervisor or a TL in the future. So that's what I always tell them. And I rarely uh, commend a teammate to apply or invite, or let's say, oh, you apply now for a TL because I think you're already ripe. I really do that because I have high standards when it
Yeah.
comes to uh, experience or performance, because I don't want them to be humiliated during the interview,
Mm.
that when I put you there, or just I gave you a recommendation, okay, I recommend you to my manager to for an interview for a supervisor or a TL role, and only to find out my manager will go back to me and said, how can I approve
Recommend
the recommend,
that kind of.
this guy has the worst attendance for the last 6 months,
Oh, yeah.
something like that, right? Or for the last 6 months, her the teammate performance is in and out. It's not consistent. The next month he'll pass, the second month he'll fail and then pass again, then fail and then pass. So it's not consistent. So if a teammate would ask me, TL, I would like to apply for a TL position. Okay, sure. But let's check your work history first. And
Mm.
only to find out, TL, oh yeah, not yet, because yeah, I have a not so good attendance.
Yeah.
I'll improve
For
it
six
first.
years, sir, have you not recommended anyone to
I
be
did,
hired?
of course I did, but I'm sure at the end of the day, my manager would not go back to me and say, oh, the one you recommended is not really performing or not a good supervisor.
She's
So
more critic than you.
I should, you know, I should be, because again, one anyway, a couple of, let's say, less than my 5 fingers on my hand,
Oh,
recommended for a TL position, and then they're doing very well.
yes, for sure they're
Luckily,
happy being trained by
very
you.
lucky. So
Yes. An
that's
opportunity.
because that's gonna be your platform.
Yes, of
When you
course.
apply for a position, that's your platform, your work history. So and then your skills, the second is
Mm.
skills. What have
Yeah.
you learned besides doing emails? So
Yeah.
skills. What training did you have? So that's what my advice first. I think that I believe that I only have one advice really for those who want to become a TL. Have a good work
Work
history
history.
first.
Perfect work history.
So that's all. The rest you can be learned.
Mm.
The rest can be learned. Like know how to coach, how to read reports, how to create reports, how to read performances, how to those can be learned. But your work history, that's your own performances.
Yes.
So that's all I ask from them. How's your work history? That's
That's the
that's
first
how
thing you ask. That's
that's
the
our
first thing
first.
you ask whenever
Yes.
someone aiming
How's
for
your
that
work?
position.
Yes.
Uh,
And if they pass that, I would do my best to help them and work with them to improve or how to make themselves ready for the interview. And that's a little
yes.
easy.
Sir,
So
it's
that's my advice.
been, yes, sir, it's been 45 minutes, but I think I'm more, yeah, I've learned a lot. And I think it's just 5 to 10 minutes talk with you. I'm happy meeting you online.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Me too. I'm sorry for the for the internet.
yeah, no problem, sir. Truly an honor to meet you, Sir Chart, Team Leader Charles. And I'm hoping one of these days you're also the live coach. I've learned a lot. I'll take note of those advices and tips and the necessary skills for this kind of industry, sir. And I'm glad you allowed me to give your time, but I mean, share your time with me. And yes, there will be more good leaders uh, to be developed by under your leadership.
Well, hopefully. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much in behalf of my subjects, my professors. Thank you, and hopefully, if my professor will be invite you again for a major
Sure.
talk, maybe we'll just ask again your permission. Thanks
Yeah,
so much,
sure.
Sir Charles.
Thank
God bless, and may you have
you.
more achievements and more incomes, more sales, and hopefully there will be a good opportunity more for a good leader like
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you and good afternoon again. Thank you, sir. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.